Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I'm 60. I'll be 61 in May. And I'll be darned if you're going to tell me that I shouldn't have a standard to meet, that I shouldn't have a desire for what man I would want in my life, whether it's how much he makes, whether it's his physique, whether it's his spirituality, whether it's his emotional state, his mental state. We have a
Makes
right,
sense.
no matter what age.
What is good, everyone? It is your man, the Todd Voice, back here with another YouTube video. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I did. I hope you enjoyed the new lighting scheme. I just did something different. It's not so early in the morning. I'm doing this a little bit more later in the morning, so cool. So amongst all the other issues today plaguing modern dating, young and old, we have the debate of settling. Will you settle? Should you settle? It's really a simple question, but I think it's one of the hardest questions to answer because none of us grew up dreaming of settling. We all want the person who checks every box. We want attraction, loyalty, financial stability, emotional intelligence, good communication, shared values, and a partner that'll never get on your nerves. But we all know that does not exist. At some point, almost all of us face a choice. Do you stay single waiting for the perfect person, or do you accept that every relationship comes with compromise? Now let's be clear though, settling does not equal disrespect, abuse, cheating, or someone who makes you just plain miserable. That's not settling, that's suffering. What I'm talking about is accepting that no one is perfect. I think the problem is today that most people would rather stay alone than accept the fact that relationships takes compromise. As I always say, social media has convinced us that a better person is always just a swipe away. But here is the question. If you have been searching for years for perfection and never found it, does perfection exist? And on the other hand, some people are just terrified of being alone. They'll stay in relationships that don't make them happy simply because they do not want to start over. So what's worse, being lonely by yourself or feeling lonely while sitting next to somebody? I think the real answer will lie somewhere in the middle. Don't settle for someone who violates your core values, but also don't reject people because they don't check off this imaginary checklist that you got in your head. Because at the end of the day, I don't think that happiness is found in perfection. I think it's found in connection. So let me ask you, would you rather be alone or settle? Drop your comments below. Let's look at some videos. And once again, don't let me forget to say, like and follow anybody that you see here that I posted that you believe in their message, because I'm sure they can use that validation also. So let's check out some videos.
Some women over 50 aren't single because nobody wants them. They are single because peace became more attractive than drama. That part might upset some people, but it's true. A lot of mature women spent decades taking care of everybody else. The husbands, the kids, the parents, the co-workers, everybody. And after 50, many women finally experience something that they've never had before. Freedom. Freedom to sleep peacefully, freedom to decorate their home however they want, freedom to stop babysitting grown-ass adults emotionally. Now listen, some women still want love, absolutely, but the standards change. We no longer want potential, we want peace. And if a relationship brings confusion, stress, lies, inconsistency, or emotional exhaustion, many women over 50 would rather just stay single. And that's a controversial part that the young people don't understand. So loneliness isn't always about being alone. Sometimes it's about laying beside somebody that makes you feel unseen. Women over 50 are no longer settling just to say they have somebody. And honestly, that scares people who benefited from women having low standards. So tell me the truth. Would you rather protect your peace or force a relationship? I actually chose peace when my husband just showed up, and honestly, I can say that he is the best thing that ever happened to me.
Obviously, the ladies have spoken. I posted a video just talking about how the thought of being in a relationship at my age, I'm 56 right now, is an exhausting thought to me. The overwhelming response of women who agreed with the way that I'm feeling, especially those of us women that are in midlife, over 40, over 50. I had women over 60, over 70 commenting on this. We are feeling like, you know what? I'm really interested in working on me. I'm really interested in filling my cup. I've given enough of me away over the years, over the decades, taking care of others, nurturing others.
See, that totally understand what she's saying, but in my case, for me, this is what I have to deal with when I'm dating somebody my age. Somebody whose cup is already filled, somebody who's done all the things. There's no room for an older man like me in that situation. Probably why a lot of older men go for younger women. Just a thought.
There were a few men who also commented that they were feeling the same way. And there were other men who were triggered by it, which I was prepared for. What I wasn't prepared for was the women who felt some type of way and said, oh, well, you don't know how to keep a man. It's not about that. It's about feeling like as a woman, I'm ready to take care of me and pour into myself.
Yeah, when you've done too much for too many others, you can definitely hit a breaking point to where that's over, and I'm not doing that again.
So some women over 50 aren't single because nobody wants them. They're single because they don't settle. They don't want bare minimum. They don't want low effort.
Okay.
Again, I don't want any of that. So I'm single. Trust me. Men want me. I just don't want them if they're low effort. I'm not sitting around anymore like I did maybe many years ago, just wanting somebody. I'm wanting someone that doesn't disrupt my peace. I have an older child now. I mean, she's not super old, but I can come and go as I want. I can do whatever. I can go out. I don't want somebody that's going to emotionally destroy me. I want peace. I want happiness. I want fun, and I'm not going to settle for less.
So it seems like dealing with another person is what's just pretty much bringing your disruption to your life. I think that's why it's so important to have boundaries as far as what you do together, even have your own hobbies and don't always be stuck on top of each other, because at some point, sometimes you get tired of being with yourself. And I can imagine it happens with other people too.
Do I get lonely sometimes? Sure. But am I going to settle for something I don't want? Absolutely not.
No,
I am going to settle when it's with a person that matches my energy, that makes me feel happy and loved and secure. That's the only way I'm going to settle. And that's not settling. That's being with somebody who values you, respects you, and wants you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
A lot of people don't, but I was 52 years old when I walked down the aisle. So I quote unquote, miss motherhood. I don't want to keep saying that I miss motherhood, because I did not miss. God's perfect plan was done, but I never had any children, never had gotten married. And I refused to settle. And so once I gave it to God, it's like 48. Once I gave it to God, then this one showed up.
I came home and cried. Yeah, cried. And nothing bad happened. But I started feeling like something's wrong with me. Like, why don't I feel more than what I feel? He's a nice guy. He's attractive. Conversation was good. But there was no spark. And I was hoping so badly there was.
No explosion inside.
As we sat there at dinner and we talked, and he carries conversation very well, but he said something to me. And he says, are you always so full of energy? Do you know what I heard when he said that? I heard, are you always too much? Are you always this excited? You need to calm down. You need to settle down. You don't need to be so loud. That's the things I heard. Now, I know that poor man didn't mean that, but that's what I heard.
Shoot, he might have meant that. Maybe it was too much for him at the moment. I've been there before, but yeah, I know that when you're dealing with two people, somebody's going to feel some certain way about that.
If he asked me out again and he wants to go to dinner, I'll say no. If he wants to go somewhere and I can see how we connect, like doing something, I don't know, anything besides dinner, I would probably go again just to make sure I'm not missing something. I don't know if that makes sense. In my mind, it makes sense. But I don't want to to just settle for somebody. Because in my mind, I was saying, Christy, you're getting older. You're getting older. You know, your choices are going to be.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I've said it before. When you get older, you're starting to think that time is ticking. You don't have as much time, so you better take something. But still, are you going to settle?
Be limited. They may be limited, but all I need is the right choice. I just need one right choice, and I don't think he's it.
Yeah.
I don't. So I would probably do one more activity type date just to make sure, but then I wouldn't waste his time nor mine. I would tell him, no, this isn't going to be for me, and I would hope, you know, he would feel the exact same way.
That time's already wasted. I hope it works out for both of them.
Check out this guy that matched with me on Facebook dating. Normally, I would not reveal somebody's private dating profile on here since I know that's got to be against policy. But I did
That looks
learn
like a fake account.
that it's a fake account, so
Yeah.
that's why I feel comfortable sharing it with you guys. And the conversation that ensued afterwards, of course, I was so excited because obviously this guy's gorgeous, and I thought, oh, this has got to be fake, too good to be true, and sure enough, it was. But I thought I'm going to throw in here that because he asked what do I do for a living, and so I threw in there that as a side hustle, I am a cat herder, or I herd cats, and he didn't even acknowledge that I wrote that, so that's where I knew it was a fake account. It's like, dude, and then
There is no dude. What's crazy is that she sat there and wasted her time knowing that it was fake. That's crazy, but that's what you dealing with online dating. And you know, once, like, talk about settling, like once you find that look, and I think it still boils down to looks as we get older. Somebody still wants somebody attractive, somebody that makes those juices flow. And when it's like that, a lot of times you're gonna meet fake profiles.
he proceeded. I wish I would have grabbed the screenshots after what you see here, but he unmatched me too quickly for me to grab them. He was arguing with me about why I was questioning him about his attempt to get me to invest with him and his crypto instead of him.
Why are you still there is the question. Like, you're entertaining the stupidity for no reason. That doesn't make sense to me.
Asking me out on a date, and then that's when he unmatched me. I say he, but really it's AI.
Time wasting at its finest.
Tell a black woman to settle for less. What has settling for less done for anybody? Yes, you have to be delusional. Yes, you have to believe you're worth way more in order to get way more. Yes, you have to act like a queen even when other people want to question your authority and your title. It's so funny to me because men or people will be so quick to call a black woman a queen, yet when she acts like one, it's a problem. And queen doesn't mean, oh, I just think I'm better than people. Queen means carrying yourself regal, of utmost importance, with kindness, but with firmness. You have to have standards and boundaries. You can't just let people walk all over you. You have to truly love and value yourself. And loving and valuing yourself and knowing your worth is always going to rub people the wrong way.
Hey, I just want to speak on this really, really quickly. The other day, I saw a post and it said, this lady is in her late 50s and still have requirements of a man as to what she wanted him to look like. And I think the woman was like, she wants somebody over 6 feet, that's this, that makes that. And his comment was, this is crazy that she still has requirements. So I just wanted to give my opinion, which matters. I'm 60. I'll be 61 in May. And I'll be darned if you're going to tell me that I shouldn't have a standard to meet, that I shouldn't have a desire for what man I would want in my life, whether it's how much he makes, whether it's his physique, whether it's his spirituality, whether it's his emotional state, his mental state. We have a right, no matter what age. If we have a desire, then we have a right to have a desire in the person that we're going to be attracted to.
True.
You know, everyone isn't just about, well, how does he treat you? Which a lot of my friends, they be like, you know, I don't care what he looks like as long as he treats me right. Well, I'll be darned, I need both. As a matter of fact, I need about at least 7 different requirements, you know. And even then, I might not be interested. So
Makes
we
sense.
all have a choice. I don't care what age you are. I don't care if you're freaking 89. You still going to be attracted to certain people, and you
Yep.
still will not be attracted to certain people.
Yeah,
and
that's just the way it
nobody
is.
has the right to tell anybody at any age who you should and should not be attracted to, or the audacity or the nerve of you to have a preference. Like, who do you think you are that we can just accept anything because of our age? Listen, my age being 60 does not mean I'm desperate. And don't ever think it. And I don't have a problem letting anyone know. My age will never make me desperate. Okay?